Roach, senior in the house. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening?
Chilling, man. Chilling, Little boxing talk for tonight. How's everything with you? And you guys are still in camp?
Yeah, we still in the gym, staying ready,
Staying ready, staying in the gym.
stay
How
ready
long
in
has it
shape.
been?
Ooh, I don't even know. It's been since June. I mean, we he never knew. I'm always in the gym, but we was in camp. But we just still in the gym. We not in particularly in camp right now, but we in the gym.
Were you guys when were you guys alerted that it wasn't gonna happen in August?
When I come back, probably a little after. I'm trying to think. A little after. Probably late July. Late July.
Okay.
No, when was I? When did that stuff come up? When did that stuff come up?
I think it was around I think the last time we talked it just came out. Probably like I wanna say what, 2 months ago?
Now I'm talking about
Was
when the
that
incident when it got announced, it got a little bit outside the ring stuff. That was early
uh,
July or early June. What was that?
possibly?
I keep track of time. But it was a couple of weeks after that, pretty much something like that.
So basically, that incident clearly was the reason why it had to be pushed. Now, is it you guys are still in camp and you guys are preparing for just a later date?
We ain't heard nothing about no later date yet. I mean, but
Mm,
we was told it could get pushed back. It could get pushed back a week or two, but then that went away too. Um, it pretty much wasn't happening right then at
mm.
this time. So
How do you go about maneuvering your son's career, just knowing that this is all kind of happening? I was, we've had, yeah. How do you go about that as well? Because obviously this is one of the bigger fights, right? You don't want to kind of go. But then you got like Shakur saying that he would like to fight your son as well. Got a lot of the bigger names saying the same thing. Seeing you guys also saying you wouldn't mind entertaining working with Russell at 140. So yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, yeah. How do you wrap around yourself as far as helping your son, moving forward?
yeah, you just can't rush into nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to see what's out there. You got see what's the best path going forward. And it ain't always the next fight is what's after that as well. Sometimes, so you just gotta be patient and make the right move, make your next move. One of your best, and stay ready in the process. That's why we stand ready for like anything, so they can come back and say, oh, we got this or this date available. Then we not too far. We was already in blast, saying training, but we can't peak too much, what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's a tricky situation. It's tough, man. What I'm saying? Going from one of the biggest fights in boxing to the unknown. So it's tough. We dealing with it though. So we're not gonna rush into anything.
And obviously, you treat camp differently. Obviously, you're spending more money. You're doing things. You're not doing things at home. So that got to be also a challenging as well. Just dealing with, you know, the bank account. Dealing with that type of stuff.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to go involved, camp, adjusting your work schedules, your team schedules, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot into it that people don't understand. And stuff like this, they'll say, oh, it happens in boxing, but you just want to be get the most information at the right time so you can plan accordingly and stuff like that. But this it's crazy. It is a lot of adjustments, but like I said, we always prepare for what's next and what's gonna happen. We try to prepare ourselves for if something does fall short. We know how to slow down, ramp things down, and stuff like that. But get back to your question, yeah, very difficult, especially when you're coming out of pocket.
What do you think is going to happen? Truthfully, like in your eyes, like what do you think is happening in this situation? I know that you're ready for anything, right? But what do you think?
I mean, I don't see it happening no time soon this year. If that's something dramatic happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, or it would have been a date out there by now, you know. But like I said, anything's possible. We'll see what happens. You know, you never know all his details what's going on with him, you know, and it ain't nobody business really to know everything that he got going on when it's personal life, but it did affect us. So we do need to know our path and things like that. So, but we dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's tough, but we dealing with it.
Right, right. Um, as far as you know, your title at 130. Uh, what are we doing with that? And obviously, is there talks of like just letting it go because of there's so many good names at 135? How do you structure that?
No, like I said, we weighing everything. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready for 135, so we adjusting to the weight class, so we getting bigger and stronger. Then this
Right.
process of coming up, and this process of going back down. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take into account which fight makes the most sense. Got to be right for us to take a certain fight at a certain time. But um, we're just gonna see what's the best option, man. It's a lot of stuff on the table. We'll see what's work best for us.
So I, I like it. I like it. So it just really doesn't seem like there's not enough money at 130.
You got um, some unification. The bigger names at 35. You're going for fighting one of the biggest fights in boxing. I think that Roach Tank 2 was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fights is up there, top two fights to be made. Everybody was talking about a lot of buzz, and everybody still, it always will be there. You know what I'm saying? Just when it will happen. I think it has to happen, and the fans should demand it happen. Down the line, it's like don't let it go away. Like let people like just try to let time go past, and then they talking other names and stuff like that. But that's that is a big fight, and it's a big fight, it's a big money fight, and it's two guys that want to get back up there and settle what happened on March 1st.
Do you said that you don't see it happening this year? Why do you say that? Is just by the months and just like your experience in promoting?
This is my experience. This is my experience. And again, you say what I feel. I'm telling you what I feel. So anything's possible. What I feel, I don't see it happening because it's too much unknown out there. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the case, it would have been something. It could have been. It ain't none of that right now. So it could happen. It's not. So it's just, I guess, like I said, some personal stuff going on in his life that um might is taking priority, and it is what it is.
Right, right. Nothing per se of like just the matchup per se. You feel like Tank wants it, but there's just things outside of boxing, really.
I can't say he wanted or not because if he wanted, it could have happened in June like it's supposed to, or I just don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of unknowns. I would hope that he wants it. He said it, but no, it ain't. It didn't look like it. Just had a bad. I had a bad feeling from the get go. You know what I'm saying? I was telling myself, what I'm saying, like, yeah, we trained according, like nothing stopped. But I was saying, like, I've been down this road before, so I know how things tend to play out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So. And it just was. I just had a feeling that it wasn't gonna happen right when it said it was gonna happen.
Mm. Um. Yeah, and that's unfortunate because everybody's been talking about it. Everybody has been talking about the rematch. Even to the coach, even Tank's coaches from, them being excited to know that this is going to be Tank full time with us, and there's going to be different. What do you think about that? Do you feel like it would be different if it's Coach Calvin and Coach Kenya there full time?
Mhm. I think they were there enough where it ain't make. I didn't make too much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? If they want to believe that's on them to believe. I don't think like in past interviews it said They always do that. Of course, if they win a full time, they think they can make somewhat of a difference. But when you see the skill level, the skills are the skills. Shots thrown are the shots thrown. You know what I'm saying? So I heard a lot of coaching. I heard Calvin voice all night. So I heard King talking in the corner. So what more you say they gonna do? Well, I mean, like, that's for them to figure it out. I don't think it gonna make a difference too much based off my fighter. Yeah, I could care if they get two more coaches. You know what I'm saying? But they believe that, then they believe that. Ain't no knock on them guys over there. Got a lot of respect for them. So um, I'm sure they're gonna try to prepare him the best way possible to get to be successful on their side.
A lot of people, legends like Sugar Shane Mosley, when they look at the fight that your son and Tank had, they say it was like sparring, and a few other people talked about that being sparring. Have you heard that before? And what's your make on that as well?
No, I doubt it. It wasn't no spawn session. It was two guys with two high IQs in there, and people ain't see exactly what was going on. And I even think Calvin mentioned it after the fight. Said that was a very skillful fight. There was a lot of stuff going in there. Um, and then people just think that it's a lot of they were so familiar with each other they went in there like a spawn. That just something standard. People say a lot about two fighters that's a little bit familiar, but nah, that was some good stuff in that ring. It wasn't no small match, in my opinion, and a lot of people feel that Lamont performance just um shocked a lot of people, then shocked us, but they just realized how skillful he was to match Tank's skill and the IQ between both of them. That's sometimes you get that, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna get when you got two high IQ boxers in the ring.
A lot of people talk about the focus. Obviously there was something going on with the camp and Tank, right? You seen little clips in the corner. You hear other legends like I seen Rockman saying there's something going wrong, there's something wrong. Um, then the coach is saying that this time around is going to be different. Now we all hear that Coach Calvin is like a father figure to Tank. Do you feel like the lack of focus gearing up to the first fight took maybe that's something or no?
No, that's an excuse. Face
Mm.
reality, man. Wasn't no focus, no nothing. He got out. He met his match that night, man. We should have got the victory. Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? Like majority of people. I know you say some. Majority of people thought we won that fight, and we did. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't go our way. It's boxing for you. But focus, Tank is always like loose focus in the ring. Look at his other fights. You know what I'm saying? You see him looking out in the crowd. I done said this before. You see him looking in the corner when Calvin talking, Calvin telling him to stay focused. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was in there with Burry, even though he wasn't in there with Calvin all the time. They were up in Burry gym. Burry is a coach that been here before, and Burry ain't gonna tolerate a lot of stuff in the corner with Tank that most people would. So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it was a lack of focus. Kind of knock on the other guys over there too. His focus was there. You look back, that was a high level fight, man. But if they gonna use that for excuse so he can do better, then so be it. Then do it. But so, it is what it is, man. Like it's just he just met his match that night.
Mm. Mm. It's definitely one of the more anticipated fights that people want to see, this year. Why do you feel like just because it's a draw, or do you feel like both more fans feel like both guys have more to give? Even guys like Paula Malignaggi said that they felt like Roach could have did just a little bit more to be able to like separate it. I mean, what's your thoughts?
That's why I need to happen because everybody want to see it. Like I said, do say it's room for on both sides. So they haven't seen the best of Lamont. What I'm saying? They just seen Lamont display his skills. It just took the right dance partner and the stage for people to see it. But he been one of the top guys since I am. He been a top guy just like him. I mean, they won probably the same amount of nationals, a lot of the same. Forget Lamont was signed straight out the amateur to a big promotion company. At 18 years old, what I'm saying? He got signed straight to Golden Boy promotion because he was that guy. So he just finally got to show his skill level, and everybody mature and peak at us and start coming into their own a little bit at certain age and time in their career. You know, we got our title, and we're really showing our greatness right now, and that's what they seen. So it's more to come, and the second fight, I think it's going to top the first fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it when that time happens.
For sure, man. So am I.